What up? It's Wacky Wednesday. Uh-oh, we're getting into Dave's things. I'm gonna start doing Dave's. Or it should be like Tiger Thursday. We'll figure it out. All right, so guys, we're back. Time to do some working out. So for today, your warm up, you're gonna do a 6-minute AMRAP. You're going to do a 20-foot bear crawl. You're going to do 20 feet worth of broad jumps. You're gonna do 10 Russian kettlebell swings, followed by a 10-second side plank on each side. So for the 20-foot bear crawl, again, legs straight, up on the tippy toes, arms locked out the whole time. I'm just gonna wander down the room for 20 feet. Then I'm gonna do 20 feet back worth of broad jumps. So for the broad jump, I'm looking for a hang position. So hips back, chest comes down, and then I'm gonna follow through, fully extend my hip, and land nice and softly out in front of me. So just a little one. Obviously try and jump, relatively far each time within your comfort zone. After that, you got 10 Russian kettlebell swings or 10 dumbbell swings. Again, just really focusing on hinging and violently opening those hips. Do these nice and light. You don't have to do anything crazy heavy, just a warm up. And then you got a 10-second side plank. So for the side plank, again, stack my shoulder over my wrist, hips up nice and high, and I'm just gonna hold for 10 seconds while I count out, breathe nice and evenly, and keep my belly tight. So you're just gonna do that for 6 minutes. That's gonna be your warm up today. Once you're done, we're gonna continue to kind of warm up a little bit with some skill work. So we have 30 seconds of 3 different movements. Break it up however you need to. So, if you want for a 30-second crow pose, you can do 3 10-second holds. That's perfectly fine. What we have though, 30-second crow, 30-second headstand, and then a 30-second handstand. So let's go through a couple scaling options for both and a couple things to think about. So number one, your crow pose. So what I want to do there is I want to take my hands, put them just outside of shoulder width, and then the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to bend my elbows so that my knees can rest on my triceps. Once I've got that position figured out, I'm going to slowly push off my tippy toes and let my weight come onto my hands. And then if I can, I'm gonna pick my toes up off the ground and I'm gonna try and balance for 30 seconds. So this is gonna be really intensive on the core as you're in that really tucked position. And then it's also gonna be obviously real intense on the shoulders for balance, going through that. So that's the beginning version of that, is again, just kind of slowly working your way towards that weight shift. The advanced version of that is going to be the same position, except now my arms are straight. So I'm gonna basically planche, and I'm gonna put all that pressure out onto my wrists. So again, here, my arms are straight, and I pick up my toes, and I balance this way. Again, it's going to be a lot more intense mobility-wise, a lot more pressure on the arms and the shoulders, but it's a little way that you can RX plus this and work on your planche. So 30 seconds worth. Break it up however you need to, but 30 seconds of crow pose, either one of those variations. Next up, we have a 30-second headstand. So for the headstand, a couple things to keep in mind. Anytime you're in a headstand, you want your neck stacked. So I never, when I'm in a headstand, want to do this. I never want to look for the floor, and I never want to put that little arch in my neck. I want my spine stacked. So the chin is kind of tucked a little bit, and I've got my spine like a steel rod so that I can apply a little bit of gentle pressure to it, and it's not going to hurt. So that being said, the pressure should not be all on your head. You want to keep most of that pressure on your hands and on your arms. So make sure that you kind of keep that in mind. So what we got here, number one, find yourself something soft. So take a hoodie, wrap it up, grab a pillow, if you have, ad mat, whatever, something on the ground so that you're not resting on a hardwood floor or anything crazy like that. But what we're going to do is the hand position is going to be almost exactly the same. So the hand position is going to be the same for a crow pose. What I'm going to do though is once I find my crow pose, I'm going to make sure that my chin is tucked so my neck is stacked. And then I'm going to bring the tippy top of my head down onto the mat. Once I do that, I'm going to show you 2 or 3 options for how to make this harder. So first thing again, crow pose setup. I'm going to tuck my chin a little bit, top of my head, comes down to the ground. This is headstand position number 1. Level 2 would be bringing the knees up, coming into a full tripod. Level 3, extending one leg. Level 4, extending both legs. And trying to find that nice balanced headstand. So, if you have anybody at home, feel free to use a spotter. This is a great way. Have a friend spot your low back, spot your legs, assist you, make you feel safe. It's a great way to, again, I mean, it's not social distancing, but if they're living in your house, you've probably been touching them this whole time anyway, so enjoy it. But that's going to be your headstand options. So, most important thing there is that your head and your hands should create a tripod. So if you go back and watch, you notice my hands were here, my head was here, so I've got a great little tripod formed on the ground between my head and my hands, and that's super important for balance. Now, lastly, you've got a 30-second handstand. So if you're comfortable, freestanding, that's going to be your highest level. Kick up to a handstand and try and find balance for 30 seconds. And again, you can accumulate that in small sets if you need to. Otherwise, you can do a handstand kicking up to the wall. So if you're comfortable, kick up to the wall. Just make sure that if you're going to kick up, you're going to make sure that you pull the ribs down and keep the butt tight. And while you're against the wall, you're going to try and gently pull your feet off so that you find a little bit of freestanding. Your next option is going to be a wall walk, so you can wall walk up as high as possible and hold that for a 30-second count. Your last option is going to be a pike, so you can put your feet on an object and you can just walk your hands back as far as comfortable and you'll pike that way. So from here, walk my hands back, tippy toes, and I'm just going to hold, reach my head through to my feet and make sure that I'm in that good stack position. So those are kind of your 4 levels. From 4 down to 1, you can do a handstand. So that's your skill session. Once you're done, your conditioning for the day is a 20-minute AMRAP. So what you have is 6 power cleans. If you have a barbell, they should be kind of challenging. So it's a long workout, but I want the power cleans to slow you down a little bit. So you're not able to do them unbroken. The weight's, moderate to, moderate heavy. So again, if that's at all possible, try and make that happen. If you're using a single object, so a dumbbell or a kettlebell, you're going to do 6 reps per arm. So you're going to do 6 power cleans on your right arm, 6 power cleans on your left arm. That's the first station. After that, you got 12 burpees, normal burpees. No jumping over an object, anything like that. Just hit chest and hips to the deck, and then make sure that you jump and you extend to the top. After that, I've got 12 anchored straight leg lifts. We're going to demo that in just a second here. And then your last station is going to be either 3 wall walks or a 30-foot handstand walk. So that's going to be your final component of the workout. So again, for the power clean, I just want to talk real briefly. One thing to really keep in mind, again, today we're looking at a moderate to heavy power clean. So elbow speed is great. It's something you hear all the time. Get your elbows through, elbows like fast, things like that. It's a very common cue. It's something very common that you'll hear your coach kind of talk to you about. Now, one thing I want to talk about is spiderwebs. But also, how do I make that happen? So why are my elbows slow? Why can't I get my elbows through quickly to a full front rack? It happens for a reason, and it's not because you're not trying to shoot your elbows through. The reason is that you're not dropping under the barbell quickly enough. So if I power clean and I'm slow dropping from full extension to my power position, it's almost impossible for me to have fast elbows. Whereas if I'm quick from here down under the bar, it's a lot easier to have fast elbows. So one thing that you really want to try and think about is increasing your quickness under the bar. So once I get that bar up, so once I've come here, I've gotten that brush with my thigh and I hit full extension on the lift, I want to make sure that I'm dropping down equally as quickly so that I give my elbows time to come through nice and fast and hit a full front rack. So especially with a moderate to heavy power clean, that's going to be really important. So keep that in mind for the workout today. Now, after that, you've got your burpees. Again, nothing crazy, nothing fancy there. We're just going to do some good old normal chest to deck burpees, full extension, no dolphins at the top. After that, you've got 12 anchored straight leg lifts. So what's that? you're gonna anchor your hands. So you can anchor them on anything. You can put them under the couch, you can put them under a kettlebell or a dumbbell, you can hold on to that. But the point is that you're not using your upper body at all. So for me, I'm gonna anchor against this pole right here. Then, I'm gonna do a straight leg lift as high as possible. So if you're using an object like me, where it's up here, I'm gonna actually try and touch that object at the top. So I'm gonna get really full range of motion. If not, if you don't have a tactile target to touch, you're just gonna reach your feet straight up to the sky every time. The point here is that I not only do a straight leg lift, I also really crunch up at the top and I bring my lower back off the floor, so I get a lot more engagement out of the lower parts of my abs and my core. So again, from active on the ground, here, and that's gonna be my straight leg lift. After that, oh, hi. So after that, I'm gonna do either 3 wall walks or, so you're gonna do 3 wall walks. Again, those are gonna start prone, so you're gonna start laying down on the ground, and then you're just gonna take one big step and then walk your hands back to the wall, kind of gently and slowly. Ideally, RX is gonna be touching your nose all the way to the wall. Scaled is going to be stopping some point before that, and just stopping whenever you get uncomfortable. Or if you have handstand walks, you can do a 30-foot handstand walk. I would encourage you only do handstand walks if you can take a couple steps consistently. So if you're able to do a few steps under control before you start to either fall out or something like that, then awesome, just try and accumulate 30 feet. I would say at max, you want to take maybe 5 or 6 attempts. So you don't want to spend too much time, you know, kind of fumbling around. So 5 to 6 attempts at a handstand walk for 30 feet. And again, your other option is going to be 3 wall walks. So that's the rest of your workout today. Again, 20-minute AMRAP. Now for the accessory, we've only got 1 to 2 rounds. So you're going to do 1, maybe 2 sets. And you're going to see this theme come up again, I think 1 or 2 more times this week. You're going to do 30, 10, 30 dips. So do not do 70 dips. Please don't do that. What it is it's a 30-second rep. So 1 rep that takes 30 seconds, followed by 10 normal reps, followed by another rep that takes 30 seconds. So what does that look like? Obviously the main target here is time under tension. So we're trying to get you to really an extremely slow muscle contraction is what we're really kind of after here. Extremely slow lengthening as well. So I can do these chair dips, so I can do this chair style, or you can do it, we talked about the kitchen counter dips a while ago. So basically taking, you know, the kind of corner part of your kitchen counter, putting your hands there, and then again, using that as your dip assist. And if need be, you can keep a foot on the ground for that. So that's another great option. I'm gonna demo that real quick actually. Let me steal this boxes. So again, if I were, because I think this is a better option for today for the dips, what you're gonna do is, again, if you imagine this is the corner of my kitchen counter, it would obviously be a bit higher. So I would do them, if I need to scale, I would keep a foot on the ground and I would go through my dips this way, chest coming all the way down in contact, driving back up. And if I can RX, I'll pick my feet up and I'll just go through it with full body weight. But what's gonna happen is you're gonna take 30 full seconds to go from locked out to chest to the bottom to locked back out again. 30 seconds is a very long time. This is going to be an extremely slow dip. So what I want you to do is take your phone and set it up, and I want the stopwatch running so that it takes you an actual full 30 seconds. So basically, I mean, essentially we're looking at maybe a 10 or 12 second descent, 5 or 6 seconds in the bottom, followed by a 12 or 10 second ascent. So again, 1 to 1,000, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 2. You get the idea. Really dang slow. Once you're done with the 30-second rep, you're going to do 10 reps. Boom, boom, boom. Normal speed. Then you're going to do another 30-second slow dip to finish it up. And you're gonna do that for 1 set, maybe 2 sets. So again, we're not looking at a lot of overall volume, so I want that 1 set to be really high quality and really kind of dialed in. So that being said, if you can go RX for a while and then you have to drop to a scale at some point during the second 30-second rep or something like that, that's totally fine. So don't stress about that. But that's gonna be the end of your training for the day. So after that, all we have is a little bit of mobility. So for the mobility, we've got a puppy dog pose. So 90 seconds, you can do it on the ground or on an elevated surface. Head drops through, just looking to really stretch out the chest and the upper back and the lats from all those burpees, from all those long dips. And then you've got a 1-minute bent arm child's pose. So for that, I'm gonna take my hands, I'm gonna reach back towards my shirt. I'm gonna grab on, and then I'm just going to reach my head through so that I get a little stretch in my tricep and in my lats. Right up the nose. I'm gonna hold that for 1 minute. So, right up the nose. So that's the end of your training for today, guys. Enjoy. Again, kind of keep moving strong through the middle of the week here, and we'll be back tomorrow for your Thursday training. So enjoy. Tag us. Forward Zeus, Palace Ithaca, CrossFit Queens. See you soon.